is Miss Diane from Finkelstein Memorial Library, and today we're going to make Wacky cake. So you'll need some ingredients, flour, sugar, a little bit of cocoa powder, some vegetable oil, baking soda, and salt, and some water, and a little bit of vanilla. But what you don't need are any perishables like butter or eggs or milk or any of that stuff that's really hard to find right now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. One of the great things about this cake is that you mix it and bake it all in one pan, which is super easy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our ingredients. We're going to dump in the flour. This is already pre-measured, so this is 1.5 cups of flour. Next, we're going to dump in our sugar. This is just 1 cup of sugar. This is 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This is the unsweetened cocoa powder. There you go. And we're going to put in our salt next. Just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to put in 1 whole teaspoon of baking soda. All right. So I'm going to mix up our dry ingredients. I want to make sure everything is mixed together well so there's no obvious lumps of ingredients, and everything should be a nice uniform color. You can also dump all of the ingredients into a plastic baggie and shake them around, or you can use a wire whisk. Make sure you get the corners. So Wacky cake was made popular during the Great Depression and during World War II, when things like butter and eggs were rationed. So it's perfect to make right now. Great. Okay. Now, the next step is a little bit strange. This is unlike any other cake I have ever made. So now that we've got all of our dry ingredients mixed, there's just a few more ingredients left. Okay, so without eggs, one more way to leaven a cake is with a chemical reaction between the vinegar and the baking soda that we just put in, much like a science project where you make a volcano. Alright, so we're going to make 3 wells in the top of our cake. 1 for the vinegar, 1 for the vegetable oil, there we go, and 1 for the vanilla. You want to make absolute sure that the vinegar is not touching anything else. Okay, so for the vinegar, we're going to put in 1 whole tablespoon. Now I'm using white vinegar, but in a pinch, I've used apple cider vinegar, red wine vinegar. It doesn't affect the taste of the cake too much. Would not use balsamic vinegar though. Alright, we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I've already pre-measured 5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Ooh. No. All right, but that's okay, because in a moment, we're gonna do this. Now take 1 cup of cold water and dump it all over the top of your cake. You may have seen the vinegar start to work fizzing. Don't worry, once the cake is actually come out of the oven and all baked, you will not smell the vinegar or taste it. All right, so now all that's left to do is mix up our cake. And you want to be sure that there's no lumps of flour left. So it looks like it's all mixed up, and we're going to bake this at 350 for about 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Alrighty. Okay, our cake is out of the oven now, and we're going to test it, make sure it's all cooked all the way through by using a clean toothpick. We're going to poke the toothpick down into the center. If it comes out clean, then our cake is done. You want to let this cake cool down before you eat it. It's not like brownies, but it's really enjoyable with some ice cream, or you can just dust some powdered sugar over the top of it. Or you could use icing, I suppose. All right, so that concludes our wacky cake recipe for this week. Stay tuned next week when we make some bread pudding.